today. Hey, I'm getting used to these apps and these programs. Hey, Night Riders, welcome in. Welcome to Let's Talk About It with your girl, Nurse Gina, on Facebook and YouTube. And so today we're talking about AKA Jane Roe. This is a documentary that was on, I forgot what the original channel, but it's on Hulu now. So if you have not seen this documentary, okay, you might want to, this is a spoiler alert. You might want to not watch this because I'm going to give away some stuff in the documentary, but this is called AKA Jane Roe. For the ones who are, under the age of 30, you might not know what Jane Roe is. Roe versus Wade, but it's an abortion law that was passed in the 70s to help women get or receive a safe abortion without going to these little chop shops and stuff like that. I thought the documentary, I gave it a 7 out of 10, just because I don't think it was deep enough on the history of abortion. But the lady that was given the information the documentary was on, her real name is Norma McCorvey, aka Jane Roe. So I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of information. Thank you for the thumbs up. Make sure you share this video and tag a friend, because especially women, I mean, well, we're gonna get into something deep here in a minute, but especially women, tag a friend, share this video, start a watch party. So what we're gonna do is I'm going to, hey Denise, hey Denise, this is for the Night Riders. I know a lot of people are like me that are just up and late, and I decided to just jump on here real quick to do this. So we're going to be talking about AKA Jane Roe. So I'm going to go on and show you guys real quick a little bit of something real quick. This is your girl Nurse Gina, and give me a minute to add this to the screen and give this to her. Check this out.
This is my deathbed confession. It was 1969. I was pregnant and I was scared. These two attorneys were looking for a plaintiff to help overturn the Texas abortion laws. That was Roe versus Wade. Norma McCorvey, aka Jane Roe. I came from a rough childhood. We were poor. I like girls, but my mom told me 4 years of 30. She was exploited and abused. When I was 16, I got married. I said, I'm pregnant. And he hit me. A lot of people are shocked that I've never had an abortion. Norma McCorvey became the embodiment of the pro-choice cause.
Okay, thank y'all for hanging in there with me. Some of y'all did jump off, but let me tell y'all something. It's really good to know your history. So I was really surprised by two things that was given away in this little video I just showed you about Norma McCorvey, aka Jane Roe. The first thing that I found that was really surprising to me is that she never had an abortion. Okay, so what they did was they chose someone who was pregnant, wanted to get an abortion. Two women who were new lawyers, wanted to make a name for themselves, and they want to overturn the Texas law for abortion. And they chose Norma. So without giving away everything so that you can go and see it for yourself, again, it's on Hulu. What ended up happening is they ended up winning this case. In 1971, the case was filed, and by 1973, it went to the U.S. Supreme Court, where it was in a decision of 7-2. It affirms the legality of a woman's right to have an abortion. Okay, so this is just telling you where your history is coming from. Okay, and it went on to make abortion safe, supposedly, right? Safe for women to get an abortion, and without going to, another country or going to a chop shop. Okay. The other thing that I found very surprising on here was that Norma McCorvey was a lesbian. Okay, so when you go through the entire documentary, she was starting at 12 years old. She was loving women, and was told that wasn't right, and so ended up, being with men and being with women, right? So we know today that's not a big deal. Like, okay, whatever you identify as, that's cool, that's fine. But back then, back in the day, in the 60s, that was frowned upon. Okay, that was frowned upon. But when you fast forward to right now, because she died in 2017. When you fast forward to her life, there was a woman in her life and had been in her life for a long time. Okay, her name was Connie. Had been in her life for a long time. Now, you say, well, what's the big deal? What's strange about that? Well, what's strange about it is that you became a born again Christian. Okay, so in about 2002, she became a born again Christian and became a pro-lifer. Okay, and this woman who was with her, named Connie, um, was still with her, throughout this whole experience. Now, Connie passed away before Norma did, but it's kind of strange when you think about it. It's like, okay, you're a pro-lifer. Didn't they know what's going on? So here's come the money part. Okay. So come to find out, apparently the pro-life group was paying Norma. And she admits that she became pro-life because of the money. She became pro-life because of the money, and said, I like being in the spotlight. Because when everything was passed in 1973, guess what happened? Guess what happened? They was like, Norma who? Because they used Norma to get the law passed, right? They used her to get the law passed. And then after that was over with, they said, we don't need you anymore, Norma. Okay. They had celebrities and everybody else to stand up for their cause. Okay. Now, when the pro-life group got to her and she became a born again Christian, and she was like, no, I want to overturn the law. And they did take that back to court in 2004, but it did not pass, as we now know. It did not pass. Okay. So that is, it was, like I said, it's a good documentary. Like I said, I gave it a 7. And I think it was because of those two things that I really didn't know about the case. And then, of course, at the end of her life, she said, they paid me, and that's the only reason I changed my mind. And then she had never had an abortion. She had never experienced an abortion. However, she did experience something that women experience and women will continue to experience: an unplanned pregnancy. Now, let me get to this part. Like many of us, in a situation where you find out you're pregnant and you don't want to be, unplanned pregnancy, believe me when I tell you, it's a situation of feeling of doom. It's a feeling of, oh my God, I'm so ashamed. How did this happen? How did my intelligent self let this happen? I know about these things. What is going on? Who do I trust? Who could I tell? So on and so forth. And when you have a decision that was made back in the 70s saying that, you know what, you don't even have to tell nobody, you can just go and get an abortion, okay? And it should be safe, it should be quick, you don't have to tell anybody. Let me tell you guys something. You got to know your history. You got to know your history. When I seen that she had never had an abortion, I said, are you serious? How in the hell can she have spoken for me? That weighs on you for a long time, if not forever. If you don't know that there's a God that forgives you, and then you can forgive yourself. So I'm saying, watch the documentary. You will be seeing some aha moments in there. I love history. I love to look back and say, wow, let me look at this. Because if I would have known, maybe I would have made a different decision. Maybe women would have made a different decision had they known. And on the pro-life side too, knowing that she was getting paid. Maybe I'd have made a different decision. So anyway, know your history, Watch Roe versus Wade, aka Jane Roe, on Hulu. It's a good flick. It's like about an hour and 15 minutes, and I think you won't be disappointed. Okay, this is your girl, Nurse Gina, and I'm out. Talk to you guys later. Bye bye.